Hey everybody, Brian from Witch Doctor here. Just did a quick follow-up test of the action screw torque test that I've been doing lately. Um, I received some information about an excellent, great gunsmith. Some of you may have heard of him, Speedy Gonzalez, Hall of Fame bench press shooter, all around, generous, nice guy. He puts out a spec sheet on, here's how to torque some things, or here's some ranges of torque that you should, consider. And in his document there, it said for action screws, look for anything, 50 to 75 inch pounds, in terms of the torque. And I realized that in my previous test, I never tested 50 or 75. Again, this is the same rig that I shot the last test on, which it's bedded and screwed in. Has no recoil lug. It's a pretty standard type of bench rest, short range bench rest rifle. And so I went ahead and shot several 5-shot groups with 50 inch pounds and 75 inch pounds, and came in and crunched the data on all of them, and added the data to the existing data that I have for 15, 30, 45, and 60 inch pounds, and graphed it. And what I found was what we call a curvilinear trend, where there's a downward trend in group size. This is group size here. So for 15 foot-pounds, we're looking at a group size of 0.4918. And then for 30 foot-pounds, looking at 0.3844. And then at 45, we get a 0.3549. And at 50, it measured out to 0.2944. 60 measured 0.2353, and 75. So you can see that trend there from 15 to 60, which clearly the groups are shrinking. So definitely concluding, do not make your action screws too loose. You gotta tighten them down. Don't leave them at 15, 30, 45. Definitely, check and assess, what screw torque is best for your rig. But anyway, for mine, 60 had the lowest groups, and then at 75, it jumped up to 0.3328. And so you can see the linear trend from 15 all the way down to 60, where 60 shows the smallest set of cluster of groups, and then it goes back up for 75. So that's telling me that, you can definitely under tighten and over tighten. So that's my recommendation for sure is, people are reputable, people are publishing, spec sheets on this stuff, and the ranges are probably good ranges. I mean, if you look at 50 to 75, that's a lot lower than, 15, 30, and 45. So certainly that range is a good range. However, within that range, go ahead and test and see, what may be the optimal for you. 60 seems to be the optimal for me, so I'm gonna keep it at 60. So yeah, there you go. Good job, Speedy. It looks like the range you specified is a good range, and something that shooters need to pay close attention to is their action torque screw. I would consider it a major variable in precision. I mean, if you look at if it's way too loose, you're shooting a half-inch group. If you get it to the right, setting, you're shooting a low 2. So definitely a major impact. I mean, if you get it right, you cut the variability in group size in half, or even more so. So definitely a major factor in precision. So please definitely check your action torque screws. Again, we shot the Joker bullets and LT32 with a 14 twist Brux barrel, and produced some pretty interesting results that suggest that action screw torque is a major variable in precision, and you should be paying close attention to it. The stuff that great, excellent gunsmiths like Speedy put out, definitely take that stuff seriously. Look at that range, and then do a little testing within that range, and you may find a sweet spot like I did. Anyway, well, thanks everybody for tuning in. This was just a part two to the first part test, but definitely showed some interesting data, a curvilinear trend that suggests you can underscrew under torque and over torque, and that there may be sort of an ideal sweet spot within the sort of range that is recommended, by, like I said, eminent and great gunsmiths like Speedy Gonzales. But anyway, so please like, subscribe, and share, and join my Patreon page. Any contribution and help would be appreciated. You can even make contributions through YouTube. I've had a few people, send over large contributions through YouTube, and I certainly appreciate that. It helps keep these tests running and gives us some good info about what are important variables in precision shooting, and what are some things that you need to look at with your own rig and pay close attention to. Okay, everyone, take care. Shoot small.